All right, Maddie, what was it like writing the drum part for Pulse?
Oh, Pulse. Well, I mean, it was pretty cool because I actually just went off of Andrei and your guitar parts. Like, it was so percussive already that outside of laying down 4 on the floor, because that's really what it is.
I just kind of played off of y'all and, kind of interwove the melodies of what y'all were doing with, accents on, toms and, the snare and all that. Yeah, Pulse, that drum part, it's a lot of fun.
It's so much fun because with the 4 on the floor, you just get to explore so much more because the rhythm is established, like that is the Pulse, and just decorate everything else around it.
Got the general Latin feel, which is good because we don't have, that's kind of a different thing for us, so it's nice to have that, and it was really good to be able to get like the harmonized guitar on that and everything like that. It really kind of just had some depth and everything like that. So
I think one of my favorite parts about that song was like that was one of the first, because I mean that was kind of like along the middle of the road probably in terms of like chronology of like the writing of all the songs on the album, but like that was kind of an interesting point in the development of it all. Because I mean, Aaron pretty much wrote like that was like a pretty much finished product. Like when he came to us, like a lot of our songs are like kind of like, one of us comes up with like a badass riff, and then like that's the A section. Then we'll like kind of harmonically expand on that for a B section, and kind of go like back and forth. And it's like, all right, you take a solo, I'll take solo,
Yeah.
But like that one was like I really enjoyed that one because it was really like a nicely fleshed out idea when Aaron brought it to us. But then like I think it really forced us to kind of come up with just a much better arrangement idea, like an idea of arrangement that we didn't do on a lot of our other earlier songs. Because I mean, like we came up with like like obviously like it has like the melodic line that we harmonized. We were able to come up with a full harmony for that, 3 parts, and then like doing it fast, doing it in cut time, playing in the triplet feel, and then like ending on the major resolve. It's like it's just like totally different parts, and then like all that like tight arrangement comes at complete contrast to like the solo section, which is just like this like tour de force of just like just crescendo and build up. It's like very like open, and then it just like continually gets like tightened up. So I just like that was like a really great challenge, was like just arranging that piece.
Yeah, from the top of the song where it was first conceptualized with ba-dum-dum-dum, ba-dum-dum-dum. That's what I meant by really just decorating the guitar parts that are already there, because the toms they respond and they really support what you guys are already doing, and just playing in between of that melodic line, and then there's like a small 8th note rest or something. So playing in between and just like finding the spaces where it's like, okay, I don't have to be a brick and mortar drummer. Just like, this is the beats. Like, no man, let's explore the song and explore the parts that are already there. So y'all really gave me quite a template.
And also, like, I felt like that was such an interesting experience, like, between you and me about, like, the, building up the harmonic rhythm section, like, during Aaron's solo there, because it's just, like, it just stretches, it goes through so many different feels. And, like, one of my favorite moments on the whole record was, like, there's this moment, like, kind of right before we kind of switch gears on it, where, like, the 3 of us were so locked in on it that Aaron, Matt just, like, hit it with, like, a quick, like, snare drop, and it was just, like, we all just paused for like a hot second, and then we came back in with a slightly different feel that just kind of allowed it to ramp more from like the kind of like space feel to like more of like a Latin funk thing that then kind of brought it back home before we like resolved that. That was really entertaining part of that of making that song. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, one thing that I could say that I appreciate about a handful of the songs off this record was the idea of one long crescendo, where it's like, all right, well, we start the song here, and sure, there may be a peak of a chorus, but by the time we get to the second or third chorus, overall, it's just a huge hill. And there's not even a bell curve. There's no bell curve to this song. It's like, no, it's up until we stop.
Sometimes, like, crescendos doesn't even necessarily have to refer to dynamics.
No.
It could be
it's
something.
pace.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just like the intensity with which we play something. Even though it's loud in the beginning, it certainly doesn't feel like that's the height of it.
It's loud, but it could get louder.
It certainly could,
Like a steady stream of like, I feel like there's just this, at least through the verse and the chorus, it's kind of just like 60 notes, da-da-da-da-da, like the whole time, whether it be from the guitars or the drums. And I feel like my job there was kind of like, structural wise, was like differentiating between like, this is how the pre-chorus feels, this is how like it builds into the, I could use articulation to kind of fill in the low end.
I feel like you actually had more of a structural role
Sure.
than I did.
Yeah, exactly. Because even like in the pre-chorus, when the chords kind of like strum out,
Yeah, like
and
those
kind of
open
hold there
chords.
for a minute,
Yeah.
I'm not really like filling in a lot of that space
Mhm.
because there's that guitar part that's kind of like,
Right.
and the drums are kind of syncopating the whole time.
Mhm.
So my role there is kind of just like holding out the low end, you know, making it feel a little bit
Yeah.
like, you know, building that tension before we finally crash into the chorus,
Yeah.
and it kind of
precisely.
explodes from there.